20 years ago, we published in Polish your book, which is having its 30th anniversary, How to Talk So Kids Will Listen and Listen So Kids Will Talk.
Thank you.
And how did you get started on this book? Because you're not academic, you're not professors.
Well, I was a bit of an academic. I was a teacher. And when I stopped teaching for a while to have my babies, everybody said to me, "Oh, you're going to be a wonderful parent," because I was a wonderful teacher. So why wouldn't I be a wonderful parent? And then suddenly the realities of parenting hit me, and I thought, I don't know what I'm doing. Why isn't this working? I'm being so reasonable. Why is the child being so unreasonable? And one night I got a flyer from my son's nursery school, and it's saying there's going to be a meeting that evening on parent-child relationships, and we want a big turnout. And I thought, oh, please, I mean, I'm going to hear some other professional tell me to be patient and kind and loving, it just depresses me. And I thought, oh, well, it's an excuse to get out for the evening. So I went, and Chaim Ganat was a complete surprise. He didn't sound like anybody else I had ever heard in my whole life. And
why was he different?
He was full of, first of all, talking about love, he said, love is not enough. He said, parents are on the firing line 7 days a week, and what they need is not more love. They need skills. And then he talked about very specific, very concrete communication skills that he claimed would make a real difference in the relationship.
And did they?
What? Immediately. And I was so thrilled. I was off and running. I thought, how come in all my studies I had never heard anything like this before?
How did Elaine get involved?
Elaine, I made Elaine crazy. Elaine, tell them.
Adele and I were in a great books course together for many, many years. And on the way home, after the evening at the library, she would talk about this. Dr. Chaim Ganat. I said, who is this? And why do you have to go to a group for your children? Well, your children have problems? And she said, no, but you learn so many things here. But I said, I don't need it. It's good.
Yeah.
And then my daughter became a teenager. I don't have to. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. And Adele, please take me to your group. Doctor, what's his name again? Ganat.
And
I went, and it really was helpful.
And then how did you decide to start writing a book? Together.
We were there I went for one session, and we stayed, 8 or 10 years. And after that, I said, Adele, when the group began to come to an end, I said, we should write a book about this experience. Dr. Ganat had written books. I said, we should write a book about our experience with him. And Adele, write a book?
Yeah, who are we to write books?
I said, we can do it. We'll do it.
Oh, good for you.
And we did it. We sat down and we started to write. I said, tell me your memories, I'll tell you mine. And it poured out in a most spontaneous way.
Okay.
And working together was so wonderful.
So it helped me as a father, and therefore I thought this book should be in Polish when I started living in Poland. And so we published it. It was enough of a success that I knew that I invited you both to Poland.
Yes.
I didn't get you, Adele. But Elaine, what do you remember about visiting in Poland?
What do I remember? Visiting in Poland.
You and Bob were there.
I tell you what I remember. I remember being on a low stage with about 600 people, Polish people in the audience.
Right.
And a tiny woman standing next to me, both doing with hand and translating as I spoke in English.
And you told me when you talked about that trip, you said what they appreciated was that you taught them how to communicate with their kids, not dictate. the children who have grown up with this kind of communication are really different. They really are.
How do you define that difference?
Well, can I use my own daughter as an example?
Right.
Okay, she grew up in my home, and she heard the difference. I remember one night when she was so upset about things going on at school.
Yeah.
And she had a paper to write about Nazi Germany. What was she, about 8, 10 years old? I don't know. And some of the girls were picking on her, and I felt so
all sorts
sick.
Of teenage problems.
And I wanted to tell her immediately, hey, do this, ignore the girls, just get to your paper. I wanted to advise her in the worst way. I felt her pain. I wanted to fix it. And then I remembered, the most important thing I can do is really hear her and listen and affirm that she's feeling what she's feeling. Yeah. And so I made myself say, oh, that must be so hard. Gee, that's not easy. And then at the end of the evening, I gave her a kiss goodnight. And as I was about to leave in the darkened room, she said, "Mom?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "If Hitler had you for a mother, he wouldn't have been Hitler."
Oh, this video is for most of the people who have used your book and your course with groups of parents.
Yes.
So what are your wishes for them?
In
Poland?
Dear parents in Poland, you know the power of these communication skills. You know the power of people really hearing each other, listening to each other, tuning into each other, helping each other connect with respect and love. I mean, it's powerful stuff. I mean, it's the kind of thing that builds relationships and caring and warmth and love. And if in the microcosm of our own home, we can teach our kids how to deal with all the conflict and anger and then send them out into the larger world, oh boy, what a world we could have.
And also that the book and all our work was everything that was written and the workshops all were based on primarily our experiences. That we were not the perfect parents, the perfect wives, the perfect mothers. And as we learned and shared our struggles with the group, both as a teacher and even as a part of the group, that people really appreciated the fact that we had been there too.
Is it really all right not to be perfect? Jako wydawcę tej książki chciałbym podziękować agentowi autorek Robertowi Markelowi. I szczególnie podziękowanie kieruję do wszystkich rodziców, którzy znają i cenią zasady zawarte w tej książce.